On Yud Zayin Nisan, it's going to be the Hilul of a great rabbi who was a head rabbi in Gibraltar. His name was Rabbi Yehuda, Arya, Leon, Bibass, one of the great rabbis from Gibraltar, and much can be said from him. He was born in English year 1780 and passed away in English year 1852 at around 72 years of age. He was born in Gibraltar, and he was actually born to Jews that were Sephardi Jews who were descendants of Jews that had been expelled from Spain and who had then settled in North Africa. They say that it's one of his maternal ancestors was the great Rabbi Chaim ibn Attar also. And it's interesting, his father actually came from a line of rabbis in Tetuan that later on would emigrate to Gibraltar. This was in northern Morocco, it's situated. They emigrated to Gibraltar after there was a pogrom against the Jews that followed the invasion of the city by Spain. And Rabbi Bibbas studied as a child in Gibraltar, and after the passing of his father, he then moved to Livorno to live with his grandfather. At that point in time, Livorno had a very prestigious and a great educated Jewish community. Rabbi Bibbas actually received in Livorno most of his Jewish education and received a secular education also, it was reported over. And then he was able to attain the title as a physician over there. And then later on, he would actually return to Gibraltar, where he established himself as a prominent Rosh Yeshiva over there. His yeshiva was respectively attended by students from England, Italy, and North Africa also. Then in the year 1810, he actually famously came to London, visited London, where he met actually the famous Jewish activist and the philanthropist Sir Moses Montefiore, who we've spoken about before. In fact, another added thing we can say about the greatness of Rabbi Yehuda Bibas was he was fluent in English, Italian, Spanish, and Hebrew. And he was also a physician, as we stated before. And it's actually interesting, in the year 1831, Chacham Bibas was appointed the chief rabbi of Corfo, which is absolutely phenomenal feat, because what a great Chacham he actually was, Rabbi Bibas. You know, all these languages he knew, he was able to attain, and everything else, you know, to know English, Italian at that point in time, also Spanish, and also Hebrew was not common things. I believe Corfu actually is is an island off of Greece's northwest coast in the Ionian Sea, also, which is very, very interesting. Also, just to add on, a part of Greece, so he's very, very well traveled. Gibraltar and Greece, we are talking about the great Chacham. He was actually reported over between the years 1839 to 1840. Rabbi Bibas undertook a journey in Europe. While visiting many Jewish communities, he called upon the Jews to make Aliyah at the time, Palestine, and settle over there. So he had the Zionism activism also. He was one of the first rabbis to do so. And in the same year, he met with Yehuda Al-Kalai, who became his student. He actually was a great rabbi who we should maybe do a separate share on at a later stage. Yehuda Al-Kalai, who was, I believe, became a rabbi in Serbia later on, and hopefully we will speak about it more. And Rabbi Bibas's plan was to encourage Jewish people from all over the world to come to Palestine and to take the land from the Ottomans and create Jewish society over there. During some of his visits to London, he actually met with Sir Moses Montefiore on many different subjects over here, which is very, very interesting. Maybe we should visit in another share later on. By 1852, it was 1 year after his wife had passed away, Rabbi Bibas actually made Aliyah and was welcomed by students in Jaffa also. Later, he actually went to Hebron, where he established a seminary and built his extensive library also over there, which we should touch on also. And however, he sadly passed away 2 months after his arrival to Palestine and was buried in the old Jewish cemetery in Hebron. He left a great legacy also, which we should talk about. The Jewish community of Hebron used to hold a memorial ceremony for him every year on Yom Kippur evening. There was a street in Jerusalem which is named in his memory also, which is very, very interesting. In 1953, we're talking about 71 years ago, a professor made the claim that the Dead Sea Scrolls may have come from Rabbi Bibas's library after having been looted during the 1929 Hebron massacre. It was reported over. This was there was an article actually in the Jewish Telegraph Agency, which was retrieved in the year 2020. And in 2022, President Isaac Herzog commemorated Rabbi Bibas on the 170th anniversary of his passing in a ceremony at the president's residence, calling him one of the first forerunners of Zionism. His tremendous historical contribution had not received such sufficient recognition. And it's his Hilula this week here at the time of Pesach. Please light candles in the great Chacham's memory. As we stated before, was one of the great rabbis, was a great teacher, was a passionate Ahavat Yisrael he had, was second to none also, and was very great rabbi also. And please light candles in his memory, and please don't forget to smash the subscribe button also, and smash the like button also. We've already covered about 175 rabbis over here, and may we do a lot more. So wishing you a good night, Chag Sameach, here because I'm recording this at the time of Pesach, and wishing you a good day. Take care.